Now switch to ASMR. All right, episode Banana. I'm thinking 9, whatever. It's part 3 of the Tokyo Colony, number 1. I'm guessing. I don't know. Is this going to be the whole season? We're going to be stuck in colony number 1. Maybe the last 1 or 2 episodes are going to be us moving to a different colony. I'm not sure. There has to be a way for them moving to different colonies. Because how else will they face off against the blue-haired guy? And how else will we see Yuta? But Yuji's going against Higuruma. I guess we'll finally see what Higuruma's domain expansion actually is. I'm thinking it's a trial, but like obviously there's going to be more to it because Jujutsu Kaisen loves making things complicated. So without further ado, let's get straight on to it. Make sure to put original content as always. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1. Mark. Oh, and yeah, we still need to figure out what exactly his plan is. Like, why does he want to nuke the place? So we'll start from the beginning, create a new world that he's in control of. It's like Team Plasma. Team Galactic. Part 3.
Domain expansion. Deadly sentencing.
Ooh, and this blue now. I think it was red last time.
Sorry, but all acts of violence are indefinitely prohibited in this space.
Oh.
Judge Man, please begin.
Is that the name of it? Judge Man?
The defendant, Yuji Itadori, stands accused of committing the following crime. On July 16, 2017, the defendant entered Maji Vegas Pachinko Parlor, Sendai City, Miyagi Prefecture, despite being under the legal age of 18 at the time.
How long ago was that?
Within this domain, Judge Man knows all who've entered and everything they've done.
Everything?
The verdict will be decided solely by the arguments we present today, with the exception of this evidence. This is the evidence Judge Man provided and submitted for this case. Nevertheless, it will remain a secret to you. Knowing that, you must now present your argument.
Higuruma is a modern sorcerer. This domain is like what Tengen talked about.
Domains used to be a much more standard skill set for sorcerers to use against their enemies in the past.
Oh, so it was more...
That's because they lacked the guaranteed kill element that applies to today's attacks. By focusing too hard on the guaranteed
When did Tengen have time to explain this?
Sorcerers raised the bar on requirements for constructing a domain, making it a more advanced skill.
Thus, yeah, harder to achieve.
You get one chance to make a statement.
One?
Same goes for me. And then, Judge Man will announce his verdict in accordance with the 6 codes.
That doesn't seem fair.
If guilty, you have 3 options. Silence, confession, or denial.
You mean I can lie?
If everyone told the truth in court, there would be no need for trials.
Bars.
I did go to that pachinko parlor, and I totally played some games. I can't avoid lying if I still want to claim my innocence.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally,
Just tell the truth.
Consider is what could be in that evidence.
Yuji's an enigma.
If that evidence doesn't
Which, like,
prove
he's
I
not
entered the pachinko parlor, I
completely
just need to
smart,
deny it
but,
and
like,
remain silent.
He has his moments.
No. 2. If the evidence only proves I entered the parlor, can I say it was for another reason? 3. If the evidence proves I not only entered the parlor, but also played the games, I'm basically screwed. The fact is, I entered the pachinko parlor. But it was only because I needed to poop. Then I had to use their bathroom.
Ooh, oh, you playing number 2.
That's so. Let's take a look at the evidence. This is security
playing?
camera footage from the antique shop near Maji Vegas.
Huh?
Note how striking the resemblance. Both face and build are a perfect match to Yuji Itadori.
Uh-huh.
And since he just admitted to entering the parlor, this photo makes it clear that his excuse about needing the bathroom isn't worth a roll of toilet paper.
Okay, I kind of see it.
You are charged with criminal trespassing. Article 130 of the Penal Code. You were only on trial for entering into Maji Vegas. All you needed to say was, "I'm sorry, but I don't recognize that parlor." And that way you can deny the charge without lying to me.
Wait, huh? You know what? It's fine. I didn't go to school to be a prosecutor.
Guilty. Confiscation.
Confiscation? Confiscation of what?
I don't feel any different.
Oh my gosh. King Dedede.
What a weapon!
You're pretty tough.
At least I still have that.
Confiscation.
I can't control my cursed energy.
Did he confiscate the energy? I don't. I guess we'll see.
Iwate Bar Association's Hiromi Higuruma. He easily cleared all obstacles.
Nice.
Like the entry exam to Tokyo University's School of Law. His peers whispered in the hallways behind his back that he was a genius of some kind.
Yeah, that he only just now realized.
Came with his domain by default, but through analyzing his domain, he also learned the fundamentals of how barriers work.
Of course he did.
And within 12 days of awakening as a sorcerer, his powers had grown to match those of a grade 1.
Oh my gosh, this fight is amazing.
Higuruma exercised many cursed spirits, and he struck down over 20 players who had the misfortune of attacking him first.
Oh my gosh, this is insane. Within 12 days, that's ridiculous.
You lost the ability to control cursed energy?
Didn't you take it from me?
The penalty of confiscation makes it temporarily impossible to use one's cursed technique.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm guessing you've never had a cursed technique to begin with?
Technically not.
That must be why the penalty switched to blocking the use of cursed energy. How can he hold his own against me without cursed energy?
He's
using
just
his
built
natural
different,
physical
quite
powers,
literally.
Not his might as a sorcerer. He must have incredibly high physical durability.
And yet we still can't figure that out. We haven't gotten that information yet.
If I'm not careful, he'll trip me up. I'll crush him with
Gosh.
full might.
Break the bathtub.
He's got such a strong ability. There must be something I can do. Think.
Great question.
Technique for court trials. Trials.
Retrial. Get a retrial.
Higuruma! I want a retrial!
Yes! Yes! I know it!
You figured it out.
That was close. I get a second trial, right?
They are entitled to demand up to 2 retrials. Judge Man is incapable of refusing such a request.
Normally people don't have enough time to say a retrial.
The court calls Yuji Itadori. You stand accused of mass murder in Shibuya on the night of Halloween, October 31st, 2018.
Was this how retrials work?
Yeah, I killed all of them.
Guilty! Confiscation!
Hold on.
Death penalty!
Hold on. Explanation time.
Higuruma.
Yoshizawa,
Well, Professor?
I've already submitted the proposal if that's what you're here about.
You wanted to be either a public prosecutor or a defense lawyer, is that right? How would you feel about becoming a judge instead?
Interesting.
The heaviest sentence Judge Man can impose on the guilty is confiscation accompanied by the death penalty. As prosecutor, Higuruma is granted the executioner's sword. Anyone cut by the executioner's sword will, without exception, meet their untimely death.
I don't know how, without exception, it is with Sukuna.
So ugly. That's what I started to think every time I tried to help someone who needed a break. Just like you, all people are weak and ugly! There's nothing for you down that path! The darkness before you is just that!
I wonder why he couldn't be
Even
a
if you shine a light on it,
judge.
you'll just find blinding nothingness!
Maybe didn't have enough time, obviously.
I see.
I'm not interested in promotions. However, at the time, at least up until that moment, I believed that the very depravity which no other creatures possessed
He just did a
was meant to be
Deku.
cherished. Yuji Itadori, why did you admit your guilt? The evidence Judge Man provided was about the demon harbored inside you. You didn't kill them.
He still feels as though he did. Dang, did he actually take it away? Like Higuruma, he took it away.
That night in Shibuya, Sukuna took control of your body, didn't he? In other words, you
His whole
lacked
thing.
control of your actions. You're innocent.
Higuruma, why did you release your technique just now?
I wanted to return to my roots. There may still be plenty of people who are weak and ugly like you wandering
Thanks.
around out there. I'm giving you my 100 points.
Ooh, nice.
Itadori. Have you ever killed someone by your own will and not a Sukuna?
Not that I know of. Not that I can remember.
I have.
Huh?
Didn't it feel awful? Kogane, make possible the transfer of points between players.
Players are able to transfer a number of points of their choosing to other players in the game.
It almost counteracts the whole, like,
Kogane, give
9.
my points to Itadori. Now neither of us will have to worry about our techniques being stripped for 19 days. Take care.
You could join us if you want. We'd be stronger with your help.
I think I might turn myself in. Until then, I'll think about what I should do next. Besides, if I stay with you, I'm likely to hate myself even more. Sorry, I'm not criticizing you.
What an interesting man. It's a little funny that this new rule almost makes Rule 9 kind of worthless. In a sense of the blue-haired guy, I totally forgot his name. The main reason why he wanted this rule in the first place is he's able to, 1, search for Sukuna, and 2, search for like the strong players. And the only way you're able to see the strong players are people with high points. But now that points can be exchanged between people, someone that has the highest amount of points doesn't necessarily have to be the strongest person, or isn't necessarily the strongest person. So now it kind of screws the blue hair guy over, because now he has to double check. You know what I'm trying to say. He has to like do a double take and figure out, okay, is this person actually strong, or did they receive points from other people? And let me try to get this straight from what Tengen was saying. I could be wrong. I'll probably figure it out after I watch it like the second or third time, which I usually do before I watch the next episode. Tengen states that nowadays, domain expansions are structured to do a one-shot kill, or to kill someone. And because there's such high boundaries or high areas of entrance into these things, that's why not many people are able to do it. But Higuruma, since 1 is not trying to kill someone, and plus all the packs that he had added onto it, makes it, I want to say, less of a quality, but the barrier to entry is a lot lower. Therefore, he's able to do it a lot easier. So I'm trying to like completely figure out what Higuruma's ability is. The way I think of it is the Shikigami, or whatever the person is technically the judge of the trial, or they're the judge and juror of the trial, in which the prosecutor, Higuruma, and the defendant, whoever it is, this time it's Yuji, needs to plead their case in order to persuade the Shikigami guilty or not. Now, the whole Shikigami gives the prosecutor evidence. So the prosecutor is able to use that evidence against the defendant after the defendant makes their opening statement, which skews the winnability, I guess you say, completely in the prosecutor's favor, which I guess is a mirror to what Higuruma believes is the system. It's definitely in the prosecutor's favor. And it sucks because someone like Yuji, he doesn't know what's inside the evidence thing. So he could confess, which may give him a lighter sentence, or he could try to lie and hope for the best that whatever is in the evidence folder isn't going to contradict it. Unfortunately, he was found guilty, and Higuruma was just laying the floor with him. But Higuruma, within 12 days, was able to figure out so much stuff about his abilities and his techniques and everything about curse energy, just because of how smart he is. The way he gets by is not through emotions. It's about inputs and outputs. Once you realize what inputs equal what outputs, you're able to reverse engineer it to the point of where you're able to control it to a very minute detail. It's almost like the whole idea of, in order for you to understand an engine, you have to break it down and then build it back up, right? That's sort of what he did, but with curse energy. So he was able to fundamentally understand the cursed energy and use that to increase his fighting capabilities. And then the whole retrial. Ooh, gosh, I love that. I wasn't expecting the retrial to have a different accusation. My thought was, oh, they're going to try to do a retrial for the same thing he was accused of prior. But no, now it's the whole killing people, which, funny enough, is the one thing he's innocent of. The first trial, he was guilty and there was no way for him to get out of that. This one, there's like wiggle room, right? The whole thing with Sukuna. That being said, he confessed. He said he was guilty. Therefore, it's not like the prosecutor could be like, oh, are you sure? Because we don't really have a good case against it. So once you say you're guilty, there's really no trial. So Higuruma was given the chance to execute Yuji, even though Higuruma knew technically he was innocent. But this is the main thing Yuji has been struggling with ever since the Shibuya incident, is the fact that he believes he is guilty for all the stuff that's happened, for all the deaths that happened in the Shibuya. Now, there are two main reasons why he blames himself. Like, obviously, the first reason that he stated in this show or in this episode is the fact that he was not strong enough to take back over Sukuna, which to everybody else is a stretch, but like to Yuji, he can make that excuse. But the other reason is the reason that he stated at the end of last season, which is the fact that he took on the whole Sukuna fingers, whatever, at an attempt to save people, to save everyone. But his goal, his wanting to do this, obviously meant the risk of Sukuna appearing. But he did it anyways for his selfish reason of saving people. And based off of that reason, so many people died. So he blames himself because technically he could have died in episode 2 of season 1. And in his mind, all those people could have been saved because of it. So technically, he's not guilty, but in his heart, he feels guilty. And then at this point, Higuruma was going to take him out. I'm guessing he just like felt his old spark back. The whole reason why he became a defendant in the first place, because technically he had good enough scores to where he could probably be whatever he wanted to be. He could be a prosecutor, defendant, like that other guy said. He could have been a judge, but there is a reason why he chose defendant, and the reason why he took very hard cases. And I think Yuji kind of reminded him of that era through the very last trial, and that's why he kind of released his technique and gave his points away. But all in all, Higuruma was a very interesting character, because not only was he very good at what he did, and mainly being the sorcerer part, but his story was very interesting as well, very complex. But anyways, that was my reaction to Jujutsu Kaisen season 3 episode 9. If you like my reaction, make sure to like and subscribe. Guys, when we know anything more, put a comment section down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.